Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. I think we're going to have a good one here today. We have a TERRAN player that I'm a bit of a fan of his style. It is SpeeD. He has been in ASL before. He's a ladder monster. Unfortunately, I've lost like 40 games against him on the ladder. But he is a very, very strong TERRAN player, one of the best up-and-coming ones. He's also known as Sexy or Hero. You might have seen him as that idea. I'm not calling anyone new Hero anymore. I'm not doing it. I will not put up with that anymore. Figure out a new name, for God's sake. Stop naming yourself Hero, pro gamers. Seriously. And then we have in the top left, the GOAT of Zerg. It's Jaedong. We're on the map Tempest. Really excited to see the type of shape here from Jaedong. You know, obviously Jaedong has been playing pretty hard. He had mentioned before that 2023 was going to be his last year playing professionally. You guys might have seen or heard at Gamers 8, I gave him an interview and I asked him about that, and he kind of walked it back and said he's going to play as long as he feels like he can, right? So it has more to do with like wrist health and that type of thing. He can't put in quite the practice hours he used to. You know, obviously it's hard to play 12 plus hours a day as you get into your, you know, being 30 and plus and all that, plus, you know, the wrist health and everything. But he's still practicing hard, and, you know, ASL qualifiers are coming up. So I'm hoping that he's going to be in great shape. Now, taking a look, this is, like I said, Tempest, right? This has the ramped expansion. This is considered a very Zerg-favored map. And taking a look here, right? This is a Zergling tight wall that has been made by SpeeD. And he's going for a quick gas. So we're going to see a quick factory here. And that's interesting. He has some of the most wild builds. You guys might remember like a 2-factory speed vulture build that he has in this matchup. I would love to see something like that. But Jaedong expanding here to that high ground. Yeah, and we'll see. Oh my God, is Jaedong going to get in? Whew, that was lucky. That was lucky. Now, we can see he's mining still on the gas. If Jaedong gets in there, he has to pull, and it would have screwed up his build. Worth a drone, in my opinion. Now, the factory is being made. There's possibilities here. 2-port Wraith is a possibility. 1-port dropship is a possibility. 2-factory Vulture is a possibility. I would say that's it. I think, well, there's this really tiny outside possibility of going for a Science Vessel Rush. It's not a very good build. I feel like it had like a moment where people were checking it out. But it's just like, it doesn't quite do it. Let's see. Starport for sure. 2 Starport. Oh, this is fantastic. I'm very happy to see this. So this is a very tricky build that we have going on. Okay, he brings up the Marine. He's just trying to get a drone kill here. Trying to get any damage possible. Literally, the Marine won't be useful or helpful. So if he can trade for a drone, that's good. It looks like he's not going to be able to, unfortunately. Now, that being said, they're actually, you know, I've casted a fair amount of 2-port Wraith on this channel, and I know that you guys love to see this type of build and see if the TERRAN player can make it work. There is one variation. I'm trying to remember who did it. I wanted to say it was Shiny, but I think it might have been someone else. Someone had a variation where they made like 8 Marines and brought it with the Wraiths, and it just overpowered the Mutas because there's no real like ground units that you make against this. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if he tries any sort of variation like that. I don't think that he will. And yeah, you can see here he's building a wall. This is like when a probe goes back with Corsairs and makes a pylon to trap itself. He's going to do the same thing here. So he's going to finish his depot. If this SCV doesn't end up inside there, he can just glitch one over to stack those Wraiths. Honestly, he doesn't need to stack them right away, but we'll see what his choice is there. But right now, Jaedong has a Zergling up here, and he sees nothing happening. So look at what he's doing at home. He's going for a quick burrow upgrade, which is actually very, very smart. So see, this is SimCity against like a Vulture, possibility of Vulture. Honestly, I wouldn't mind him blocking this because it could be 2-factory. If it's 2-factory and your SimCity looks like this, you'll lose. Here come the Wraiths. So, okay, so now he sees, so it doesn't matter so much. Going after those drones immediately, but the burrow upgrade is something where he can burrow to try to avoid the drone some. It can avoid vulture some as well. Now, the thing is, if you're attacked while you're burrowing, you will unburrow. So that's an issue. Like, it's kind of like burrowed units. It takes like a moment to hide them, right? To make them cloaked, basically. And any burrowed unit that gets attacked unburrows. I think that was made in the game as like, you know, just in case you use your burrow, that you don't just lose your units. They can pop up and fight, right? Anyways, that one does get burrowed, but there are situations where you're going to be able to kill them. I think I'm completely right on everything I said about burrow. If I get something slightly wrong, it's because burrow, you know, I play at least 20 hours of StarCraft every single week, and I've seen burrow once in the past 6 months or so. It's very rare. It's very rare. Also, burrows here where the command center goes, that's very highly annoying because you're going to have to build a turret. The odds of having an academy are kind of low. I mean, you could. You could go into one base bio with this. I have seen that before as a build. Okay, so you see he did trap this SCV back there. Looking at Jaedong's base, we have Mutalisk plus Scourge. He's got the Overlord there. Feels right now with the low drone count like we actually have SpeeD in charge, right? Does seem that way. Brings his Wraiths up. Don't forget, he does have that cloak upgrade. Okay, kills off the Scourge. That's kind of huge. Oh, God, I think Jaedong's in trouble, man. 6 Wraiths versus the Mutas. Now, the Mutas actually do beat Wraiths, just so you know. If they see each other, the Mutas win. But that's the thing. You're using tactics. You're using micro to try to stay out of that range. Big burrow there, but loses 3 drones. Not a good trade, right? Like, this is looking very good for SpeeD right now. Coming in, killing an Overlord. Kills the other one. Now you can't see the Wraiths. My God. Really good play here from SpeeD. He's doing fantastically. All right, gonna fly these Wraiths home. I think Jaedong realizes that a bunch of the energy is running out. Maybe he can get some picks. Turrets here. Can't do anything. Command center being made. We haven't seen any other tech as of yet. Like, we haven't seen, for instance, an academy. We don't see marine production. We don't see vulture production. Just that command center for now. We will see momentarily. I think he's going to go into marines. Like, you don't normally go into mech from this. I think I saw that, like, one time from light. Okay, he builds a turret. He knows that burrow is here. He knows something's burrowed. Like, he does not even have to check. It's so obvious. Okay, comes in with these Wraiths now and does utilize the cloak. Not everything is going to be able to cloak. I think there are like 2 uncloaked Wraiths in there, just to mention. But great micro here. Great micro. Jaedong pulls back, but he delays the turret. So there is some value there. He killed both Marines, delays the turret, so you can't land the command center still. Now, you might be thinking, well, what if he brings more Lings or something like that so he can, you know, do that more? Can't really do that, right? He's lost a lot of drones. He's got to squeeze drones out. He's got to make Mutas. He's got to make Scourge. Those are the important things. Like, he's got to have a fighting army because these Wraiths are deadly. But don't forget, like, if the Wraiths die, the game ends, right? This is the only... That's all he has. It's not like you can just transition into Marines when you have 1 barracks. Now, he does get that turret up. Looks like he wants to add another one as well. These are to help if Jaedong dives, right? If he dives, you basically have to run away from the Scourge if the Scourge can see you. They're just too efficient. Honestly, I wouldn't mind a bunker here. I feel like a bunker here could be very cool as well. Give that little bit of extra range to those Marines. Now, the command center flies over. We have the 2nd racks coming up. +1 on the way, so we will be seeing an academy added pretty... Oh, he actually is making the academy. There it is, sorry. Hidden behind the minimap. Hydralisk Den here for Jaedong, who's still on 2 base. So this is becoming a scary moment for Jaedong. Now, we are equal in supply, but the fact that we have the 2nd command center coming up is kind of a big deal for SpeeD, right? Like, going to 2 base versus 2 base, like 2 base versus 1 base is pretty Zerg advantage, but he did damage to the economy, right? So it's okay. It's still playable. Now that it's 2 base versus 2 base, it's not like Jaedong has a better economy. Right? In fact, he's down 5 workers. So we're going to see you know, SpeeD just start to really catch up. He's getting his third racks right now. We have Stim on the way. +1 is almost halfway done. When he gets that big Bioforce, you better be ahead by then. All right, full group of Mutas. Ton of Scourge in here. Might just dive on these turrets, honestly. That might be the way to do it. Bring like 3-4 Overlords in here. Dive on the turrets. You don't want to be near this bunker. I think that this is unbreakable. The turrets, it's like, yeah, you can kill this turret quickly, but then you have all these Marines. You're going to have Stim. Ensnare. Ensnare. This is something that I feel like I get asked about a lot. Like, oh, don't you think like Ensnare and Queens are underused? And the short answer is yes. And the short answer is also no. No, it's Queens. It is a little bit expensive to get Ensnare up and utilize it, right? And it doesn't do anything permanent. Ensnare doesn't last that long. And you have to force the engagement during that Ensnare or it was really not worth it. I love to see this, though. Ensnare from Jaedong. He's got a single Queen, so he thinks this Ensnare can make all the difference in the world, and I think he might be right. Now, here's the thing about Ensnare. If you Ensnare the Wraiths, if he doesn't know that you have Ensnare and you Ensnare the Wraiths, it decloaks them, so it doesn't even matter if you have Overlords there. Also, they're going to become so slow that they can't get away. They can't micro. So this is a brilliant idea from Jaedong, a brilliant idea. It's also going to be useful against the Marines and Medics, of course. Ensnare does slow down the Marine firing rate. Now look at this. He left it at a funny angle. Oh my God. You're never going to notice that that's there. All the Mutas moving over here. We have to go really big screen here to see all these units moving around. Look at this. Look at this. The Wraiths are separated from the Queen. He has plenty of Lurkers here. He has plenty of Lurkers, so he's not going to get broken regardless. Oh! He misses! He misses! The dodge is real, and the Wraiths will continue to dominate the skies. Oh my God, what a crazy moment right there. Look at the damage output. This is really bad. The Mutas can't engage because if they go towards the Wraiths pull back to the Marines. Bad situation. Another Queen's being made. A Defiler Mount is being made. Spore Colony coming up. He loses most of his Mutas. He lost 6 Mutalisks and like 5 Scourge, 6 Scourge, something like that. And now he's going to start losing drones. SpeeD dismantling right now. I loved the idea by Jaedong, but you can see where if it does not work, you're in some trouble. It was somewhat expensive to get that. Like, he was going Hive anyways, so Queen Nest will discount. But, like, you know, in the Queen plus Ensnare, that's like 2 Mutalisks, or, you know, you could go Lurker with that, whatever you might want. But, yeah, it just ends up not working. Now these Wraiths going to kill absolutely everything. And even though Jaedong has an additional base, even though he has Lurkers, how do you win a game like this? I don't think you ever do, right? I don't think so. Like, it's too much damage. And he still has all the utility of it as well. He still has these Wraiths that can fly around and do whatever they want. They can actually just kill these Hydras. They can kill more Overlords. Third base being made here by SpeeD. Fantastically done. Unbelievable stuff. Okay, he does get that Ensnare. Might be a bit too late. You can see how much it slows him. Crazy, crazy stuff. So the third hatch is up. Is there some chance for Jaedong here still? I mean, the Defiler's an amazing unit. So I always want to say that Zerg has a chance, but I honestly don't think so. I honestly think that you just lean on him from here. You already have the 2 starports. You see the amount of vessels coming out. The Scourge have no chance of actually killing these. I mean, maybe you can defend on 3 bases for a bit and re-drone, but all well, I was going to call him sexy. That's his other idea. All SpeeD needs to do is basically rally up Vessel Marine. And yeah, Jaedong's going to GG. He knows that there's no chance. Very cool game. Love seeing the Ensnare. And I hope we see more of it in the future, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.